I don't know if it's playing yet, so I'm always like dubious to start talking straight away. Hello, Mima. I hope you can hear this. And yeah, welcome back everyone to James Lake Show. I have a great episode today. A really good episode because last week I showed you guys how to work out the financial position of your startup businesses at any time, essentially on the back of a napkin. So I'm going to explain that in depth here. I'm also going to show you guys, as slick as you think you are, as well polished and as well you can speak well, the things you're missing with sales. Because I think the thing that most people struggle to be is likable. And that's not me coming up to something saying that everyone likes me. I'm not saying everyone likes me, but I'm saying that I understand how to be likable. And a major key, a fundamental part of business, especially when you want to build business relationships and you want to actually make something that's going to be ongoing, you continually doing business with that guy, then you need to be likable. I'm not saying you can't be a shark when it comes to just selling retail, selling cars, selling beds like I used to at Dreams. However, it does not work when you want to build ongoing relationships. And because the reason why it won't work, guys, and I'm going to get into something because I want to go and I want to review my business before I get into these, and these are topics I'm going to talk about later. But the reason why it doesn't work is because if you can't get the customer to like you, someone else is going to get the customer to like you, and that's when you lose. So you can be good and you can be cheap and you can be reliable, but when someone else really comes and they start to build a loyalty and it becomes friends, you lose it. Anyway, so without further ado, we got 6 people in here. We have no likes, so bring those likes up, guys. People who have just jumped into the stream. I've got an exciting episode today. I'm going to be talking about how to make a profit and loss on the back of a napkin. I'm going to use the board to show it. Those who've been following the channel know that I showed this a couple of weeks ago, but I haven't done it live. And actually, I didn't describe it as basically and as easily as you need to do it. Essentially, the strategy I'm going to show you to work out the financial position of your business will mean that you can, at any point, say you were just like me starting out 10 years or 14 years ago, and I always need to know, like, right, have I made money this month? But I don't have enough money to employ an accounting member of staff, and I don't have the know-how to do all those spreadsheets myself. So it's a very easy way to do it, and I'm going to that. But first we're going to get into my business. Guys who have been following the channel know that I have a distribution business that does around 12 million a year in the UK. It does around like 2 or 3 million a year out here in Holland, and it's just growing. And what this live here is basically taking you guys along on the journey with me. I feel like I'm learning every single day and I'm building. And also with this amount of staff, we're having warehouses over the continent with like what's happened. I think I'm in pretty uncharted territory, and I think I can give wisdom to people who, I don't think there's a lot of business people who are really doing it. I think you've got a lot of fakers out there. H, Wakem Salam, doing my work out and listening to you in the background. Oh, I'm good. I'm glad that you guys are using me as your go-to. It's like a radio show, I'm going to go every single day. I'm actually thinking about bringing it an hour later, and then I will go to the gym before I start. And Robson, God bless. Yeah, God bless, brother. God bless you too. So yeah, how did yesterday go? So guys know that this is our first full week. Guys who are doing business too are going to be very aware that last week we sort of like started the month of August halfway through. So it's a bit like a tidy up month. Like it doesn't really feel like the month fully starts until you have like the first full week. So we started off strong. I'm not going to lie, we didn't really do much in Europe, but the way that my European business is right now is that it's not hit and miss. The business is built of a bigger opportunities. So we had a huge day on Friday, and then we had a quiet day yesterday. We still had orders, but there was just nothing that tangible. But yeah, it could be a record week this week. We have a lot of stuff. What we normally do is we kind of pin up the ops that we think we've got coming. Like say we got 10 grand here, 5 grand here, whatever it is. And then we attribute a percentage to it. And we're fairly certain there's a record number of orders that could come in this week. Not in terms of maybe single deal profit, but run rate profit, run rate business. It'd be crazy. P.S. What a nice color. Such an energy boost in the morning. Yeah, hopefully the color's giving you an energy boost, and hopefully my energy is giving you an energy boost. Yeah, do you know what? I actually woke up only like 45 minutes ago, and that's not like me. I normally wake up like an unholy time, and I wake up, I couldn't even see straight. But yeah, guys, so let's get into this profit and loss now. So I'm going to show you guys, review of the day then, review of my week so far. Yesterday with my business, it was good. It was a good start to the week. And those who know that I used to set goals where if we did X amount, we would get breakfast. I've since raised those goals. I've near on doubled them because I'm trying to set a new standard for the business. But what I was calling like a good day 2 months ago was a good day yesterday. But I actually think a lot of like how we make good days and how we structure it is what you perceive to be good. So I can be like, oh, it's good doing this number every single day. And I can say that's good all day, but that will never push us to the next limit, because unless I rid my head of saying that's good and I set a new benchmark, I think your like internal conscious is always happy with the base level because it's good enough. You need to kind of get rid of that and make it about more than that. And then I think you can plow through the goals, which were kind of the ceilings, if that makes sense. Robson Salada, super nice. Thank you very much. Right, so I'm gonna show you now how to make a profit and loss. So to give you guys some context, back in the day when I started my business, I started an eBay shop in 2010, and I would buy stock from wholesalers and I would buy stock from DHgate. Now, where I would buy stock from those places, I didn't have a stock system, and I would kind of just pile it up into the garage space that I was working out of. And sometimes cash is a couple grand lower. Maybe you have stock on the water, or maybe you have some like higher value stock and you don't actually see where the money's gone. And it's like, I don't know, last week I had 15 grand. Now I've got 10 and I can't get sanity. I need to know the financial position. And this is how you're going to work it out. So you're going to need to keep a level. So basically, there's three fundamental things. There's your cash, there's the stock, and there's the money you owe. And you might be owed money too in either credit situation, or maybe your payment processor is sending money to you. So there's actually four things if you're owed money. But a lot of people, you're not going to be owed money, especially when you're starting out. Right, so this is how you do it. So I'm going to show you first how to just run a total balance of a company. So this is going to show you how much money your company has in it. So let's go this way. Your company. I don't know if you guys can see that, so I'm going to change the color now. Right, so essentially, you have your cash. Cash isn't obviously just physical cash, it's how much liquidity you have available in the company. How much money can you get your hands on that's ring fenced within that company? Not talking about your personal money. When you start a business, you attribute, say, £1,000 you start with. That £1,000 is constantly measured. Is it going up? Is it going down? Because that's your metric in business. And every pound that either comes into that 1,000 has to be counted or taken out. You can't be reckless with it, because if you don't know what you're taking out, you'll lose it. We have a question. Ibrahim Diaz, good afternoon. How are you? Yeah, good morning, brother. How are you doing? I'm just showing you guys how to make a profit and loss. So, right, you take your first figure. Let's say you got 1,000 in cash. 1,000 in cash. And then you take this figure, your stock. And let's say you got 500 in stock. Can you guys see that? So 1,000 cash, 500 stock. Let's say you owe a supplier, 200. So when you're doing a profit and loss, you put the stuff that you owe in brackets. That kind of means your negative sign. The reason you do that, and it's good to start doing that right now, because if you don't do that, then when you start working with accountants further down your business journey, you're not going to understand things. So it's good to keep things in practice. So you could put a negative there, and that would essentially mean the same thing, because you're saying 1,000 plus, so you got £1,000 cash plus your £500 stock. Now, important to know about the £500 stock is that's 500 for what you paid. It's not what you think it's worth, it's how much you paid. Now, the only time this will adjust is if the stock stops moving. Now, if your stock is stock that lasts for 6 months, that would be slow moving stock. But if it lasts for 6 months and it's still lasting for 6 months, you can still call it £500. But if previously £500 was lasting 6 months, and I wouldn't recommend stock lasting 6 months, by the way, I'm just giving you some context. If now you've had it for a year and nothing's happened, you can't really, with a straight face, still call it 500. So you might have to cross that out and change it to 300. And then maybe you would drop the retail price to sell it. And then maybe 3 months goes by, nothing changes, you bring it down. A lot of time, if you're being realistic with yourself, stock has to be brought to zero. We give a lot of our stuff away to charity shops, stuff like that, because especially with tech, it goes out of date And you can fool yourself saying like, yeah, we got £1 million in stock, but like, and you can make yourself feel rich on paper, but it's BS. You cannot lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself, guys. I'm good, thanks, Brahim Diaz. Hey, we got 19 people in here and only 1 like, so make sure you like these. Guys, those who have just tuned in, I'm showing you how to make a profit and loss. If basically you start a business and you don't have any accounting staff and you want to know the financial position of your business at any one time, this is how you do it. You take how much cash you have available to the business. You add how much your stock value is. Important, just like I said, guys, the stock value is how much you paid. And it can only remain how much you paid, providing it's saleable. If that stock goes out of date, redundant, no one's buying it anymore, then who are you lying to if you say the stock's still valuable? Now, interesting, guys, if you keep a value on the stock and you make cash profits, let's say that this goes up to 1,500 and now you have 500 net at the end of it. Well, if you lied about this value and it's really zero, you're going to be paying £100 or whatever it is. I think it's like £21 corporation tax, whatever it is. I actually don't know the exact digits, so don't judge me. I'm not a detail guy like that. I think it's like 21 or 22%. And we make profit. And people go, oh, you're in business, but you don't know the percentage? Hey, you worry about it and you don't make profit. So, hey, but look, 1,500. So let's say that was now 1,500 and that's 500. I now got 500 profit for the month, the year, whatever the term is. I will owe tax on that. But I only owe tax on that because I'm lying about this number. If I get realistic about that number and say, yeah, you know what, those stuff hasn't sold in a year, but ego will play at you the whole time because you don't want to zero stock. You don't want to be honest and say, yo, I was done with that stuff. It didn't work. But anyway, let's see this now. So back to it. We're going to pretend that I didn't just have that conversation about the invaluable stocks. I'm going to get back to actually how the mechanics of a profit and loss works. Well, this is a balance sheet. It's not actually a profit and loss. It's going to become a profit and loss when we use the next comparative period. So stay tuned, guys. So 1,000 plus 500 less 200 gives you, and let's say we're owed 200 by payment process. So we're going to put the 200 into brackets, which means negative on an accounting document. And then we're going to put plus 200, which just means no brackets. So we got 1,000 plus 500 less 200 takes you to 1,300. Plus back the 200 is now 1,500. And just so you know what that is, that could be me owing £200 to a credit card supplier or something, not paying interest, obviously, guys, just using a credit card for insurance purposes to get it out of Dubai. Sorry, not out of Dubai, out of China. I got Dubai on my mind, obviously. And then this could be just that maybe eBay's got £200 and you're waiting for it, but it's important that you know that that's there because otherwise you're saying, oh, I've only got 1,300 when actually that could be your profit, that 200. So very, very important. And now, so you've worked out how much your company has. Maybe you've never done this before and you just kind of assumed you're making profit. And now you know. Guys, we have 23 people in here, but only 3 likes. Bring those likes up. It's a disgrace. I am not going to show you how to see if your company's made profit unless those go up. I'm sitting back down. Because this is too exciting. I'm excited. Listen to it. Right, I'm smart enough to use this info to help myself. I am glad, brother. Use it. 3 likes, 23 people. Disgrace. I have to start a separate conversation and I'll speak to the 3 people who have liked this. 27 people. Wow. Guys, I've got a feeling we're going to go for a record. And anyone who's watching this, I'm showing you how to make a profit and loss on a napkin. Before, never done. God bless. Guys, 5 likes. That's good. I'm liking these numbers. It's time to go up. What I'm doing is I'm showing a profit and loss. Basically, for those who have just tuned in, this is how you immediately work out the cash position balance sheet of your company at any one time. You take cash. If this basically works out your company as a net value asset, not the resale value, but the book value asset. The book value asset is how much does it have on the balance sheet? No subjective value, just the raw value. Cash plus stock less the money that you owe plus the money that you're owed. And that there tells you how much, and the money that you owe could be tax, it could be someone's salary, whatever. Just make sure you put it in there. And then, so let's say that was for the month of June. So June, our cash position finished at 1,500. So you can see that, guys? So now let's show you how you do a comparative with July so you could work out how much money you made in July. And then it becomes easy, because once you have this set, you could be a guy like me who's literally a market trader and you know how much money you make. I think I was like 21, 22. I suddenly was £16,500 a month on eBay. and the maths are all over the place. And because I had my numbers down to a T, I knew I was making 4.5 grand. And even if my cash was down, I knew that now the profit is good. Because guys, if you don't get this, if cash goes down but you're making profit, your sanity is going to dissipate. And that's the crazy thing. Right, so this is how we'd work it. And I'm going to show you guys a bit of an interesting one now to show you how things can actually curve. So July, let's now say, and this is where you could be messed up, right? Let's say that July went down to 700 in cash. So from an instantaneous like health check perspective of the business, you could be like, oh shit, we're low on cash. And maybe you bought some small stock that's more valuable. So that then your stock value, when you just look at it, is like, oh, it doesn't look like we have much stock. And doesn't look like we have much cash. But that's why you need to be on it. Never ever guess. Business cannot be guessed. You cannot run your sanity on guesswork. That's not how it likes. Guys, 34 people in there, only 5 likes. Not acceptable. I am showing you stuff that, to be honest with you, most experienced businessmen don't even know. I know businessmen who are like somewhat successful. We're not going to say majorly successful, who don't even know if they made profit that year because it's guesswork. Guys, you cannot run your business like a drunken sailor. You can be an illiterate market trader like me, and you can still understand numbers if you do it this way. Right, so if you just tuned into the chat, this is how you look after a profit and loss. So in June, we had a total of 1,500. This is like for diagram purposes, we've made up like a fictitious business to show like a startup situation as if someone is starting a business in their bedroom. So in June, they had 1,000 cash, 500 stock. They owed 200 less what they were owed, 200. So plus what they were owed, brought them to a total balance sheet of 1,500. Now in July, the cash went down. Sales went up, cash went down, but things looked a bit stressed. However, you checked a stock value and the stock value has gone up to 1,000. How much do you owe? You owe now 300. Because with your increase in sales, you've had an increase in cost, completely standard. And now what's happened is you've got more money in your payment processor. So you need to keep an eye on everything. And you have 400 here. So now you can work out how much money you made. So you'd go, right, so we got 700 in cash, plus the £1,000 in stock takes us to 1,700, less the 300 takes us down to 1,400, plus the 400 takes us to now 1,800. So that gives us a difference of plus 300, which means that between the month of June and July, you made 300. And see, a lot of people wouldn't be able to work that out, guys. And it's really straightforward. And you don't need to be this like technically crazy accountant to work out the basics of this. And if you can do that, it's going to give you so much sanity. What in the goofy eye is that? We're living on a spaceship, trying to build a spaceship and a land of spaceships. Yeah, brother, I think you're right. Let me get into the chat here. And I also, so obviously we've been reviewing the business, and I've been showing you guys how to actually work out profit and loss, which I think loads of you guys are going to need to know. Let's be honest. Because I was very blessed. I failed school, but one of the things I understood is I got shown how to make management accounts. But when I left school, I forgot how to make them. But I remember the basics. I didn't remember how to do all the formulas on spreadsheets and that kind of thing. But I know how to work out the position of a company. Let me give you this, guys. We do like $1 million to $1.5 million a month in my business, and I can work out the profit within 0.5% either way. Like what my accountant, we have an accounts team. We got 4 people working in finance, and when they come to me, like, we can make serious money, and I'll know within 1,000 either side of that, and it's many thousands, a lot. But if they came to me, let's say I thought I was making 100 grand, and they came to me and they were like, "Yo, yeah, you made 150 grand." That wouldn't be good news to me. I would be thinking, how on earth did I calculate everything and I come up with that? Like, who's going wrong here? Either I'm an idiot or you're an idiot, or not an idiot, but some mistakes have been made. And I know people who'd be like, whoa, I thought we only made 100 grand. If we made 150, then great. Bro, I was one time going to China in 2014, and the numbers were the other way. And it still stressed me out just as much as them in the right way. Because listen, management accounts should only be, I always run these every single month, even to my business now at this size, but management accounts should only be a confirmation of what you already know. If management accounts are surprising you, you are a drunken sailor and you need to get control of your business ASAP, because that is the way you'll die out there. What's a good idea for business? I think a good idea for business is just pick something and do it. I think that we overcomplicate things. I think there's people making millions and billions out of batteries, millions and billions out of lighters, million and billions out of paper. I entered a very, very competitive market. I sell phones, tablets, tech. But because it's very competitive, I spent 3 years in losing money. But once I break through that competitive piece, then the potential is way higher. So everything's cost reward. You want to get into a small business, it can be lower competition, but the ceiling might be lower. But yeah, just start working, start buying and selling, get on eBay, get on Amazon, start buying and selling, and the market will dictate what it wants you to sell. Like I said, I started out selling poker sets, and before I knew it, 2 years later, I'm doing literally millions in a completely separate product. Doctor, you need new glasses. Patient, how do you know? I haven't told you what's wrong with me yet. Doctor, I can tell you as soon as you walk through the window. That's funny. I like that. I'm going to use that. Right, guys. My next thing that I'm going to show you now, I might actually get another coffee. I might have Beaksy watching this. Maybe she's watching this and she'd get me a coffee if she hears it. It saves me sending an email. But guys, right, the next thing I'm going to do is sales. I want to teach you guys how to be good at sales. And I see most LinkedIn salespeople, this is where they mess it up. I think that people, see, watching the stream. I had a feeling that would work. Oh shit, the door's locked. Sorry, thank you very much. Right, guys, so you're just joining, we got 8 likes. Yeah, funny doctor. Right, so 29 people in here, only 8 likes. Bring those numbers up, please, guys. And everyone who's tuning in, thank you very much. I do these daily. Hopefully you can learn some business stuff from them. If you can't, hopefully it's good company. Kind of like a radio show. I get a lot from it because I talk about my business and the trials and tribulations. And actually, guys, on the notes of what I said has been keeping me that stressed these last couple of months is, I'm going to get into the sales thing in a second, all right? But it's all starting to work itself out now, luckily. But like I said, my business is a credit business. So as I get bigger, I'm loaning more money out. So where this business, my second business out here in Europe, has been losing money for the first couple of years, as it started to reach the bell curve and get to a profit, the problem with that is, let me see if you can see it here. Oh, lovely. Thank you very much, Princess. Space. Right. I'm going to show you what happens when you lend out too much money, because not too much money, it's more money than you can afford. And business is like a fine art, honestly. Like, people like to think it's this like super rational thing, but a lot of things, like if you went on full rationality, you would end up like having to throw the towel in, because actually success is not rational. You have to just be crazy, and a lot of the time things are not going to seem like they're working, and everyone's going to think that it's going to collapse, and you might be the only one who doesn't think it's going to collapse. But anyway, point of what I'm saying is, what is my dream watch? Patek Philippe Nautilus. I'm going to get one day. A rose gold Nautilus, Patek Philippe. I think because it's rose gold, fine to wear. I don't know for sure. I don't know, but I think I wear rose gold thinking that gold's not haram. But yeah, I would like to a rose gold Nautilus. What about you, brother? Okay, so I'm going to show you now. Guys, we have 10 likes, 32 people in here. Make sure we bring those numbers up. I'm putting in a lot of effort here. Anyway, so guys who've been watching the show, last week are going to know that essentially, even though business has got to a point in Europe where it's like breaking even. So obviously my UK company makes a lot of money, but the money that UK has been making has been funneling off to my European business to pay for 6 staff out here while we get a distribution telesales business off of the ground. And literally last month it's got off the ground. So we've lost around 600,000. We started at scale. Some of you guys are going to go, oh yeah, but why do you start? You didn't have to lose 600,000. No, you're right. When I started this business, I started it on 15,000 and we never went below 10. But the problem is our business is doing 12 million in the UK and we don't want to start small. So we start at high stakes, which means we have a high burn rate of cash. And because we have a burn rate of cash, this is how it works. And like I said, our business is a credit business. So this is what happens. I have never drawn anything to demonstrate this before. So hopefully this is going to make sense. I'm trying to like map out in my head now. So if we say this line is break even, can you read that? And break even, guys, essentially is the point where your business has a requirement of costs and the cost levels here. So as you're bringing in profit, it's at the point where your profit hits the cost and your company doesn't lose money anymore. So for a long time, I was down here, like for nearly 3 years ago, I was like, lose 30, 30, 30, 30. And what happens is, let's say this is the start. And this is where we are now. So we've got to this point here where we're breaking even. So we've lost 30, 30, 30 for all 32 months up until that point. But it's not just the money that you lose each month that is the requirement. I loan my money out customer on credit. If they have a good reputation and they've been trading with us a long time and all that kind of stuff, we've done our credit checks. We all loan people money, especially our big customers. They're multi-billion corporations. They're huge. What I'll do is, so as here, we've lost around 620, a lot of money around in this piece. But it's not just the 620 we've lost. Right here, say I can make 3K last month. Let's say it's about that. We made 3K, which isn't a lot of money, especially to the UK, because the UK makes a lot of money. But it's not just the base value. The company doesn't go up by 3K here. To make that 3K, we lifted by 50K in sales, which means I've lent out a further 47K from the company. So even when I've got UK making a lot of money in July and Europe making money last month, the cash position was actually still slopping down. But anyway, as at the end of this month, things start to catch up, and a lot of the profit that we realized in June, July starts to drop through. So God willing, start of September is going to be the first time the company's been in a really, really good, strong position, which is going to be sick, right? It's taken a long time to get there. And I think October, November time, it will be the times when Europe actually starts posting significant profits, which is going to be sick. Because like I said, I'm owed £620,000. I don't really care about worldly possessions. Like, you could look at that and be like, well, I could have 2 Rolls Royces or something for that. But I don't care. I got a lot of cars. I love my cars, but literally burn my cars. I'd rather do this. My worry about when I put money into something is like, that money is my lifeline to start up doing something again. Like, it took me a lot of years to build that money up. But anyway, it's kind of futile to just sit with your same business and not try and get more land. So like, as much as you could get connected or get sad about losing money, you just can't think that way, because life's meant to be getting better. You're meant to be hunting. And if you die out here trying to do it, well, just make sure you got something to restart again. Like I said, the only cardinal sin is to quit. Guys, I've been in here for 28 minutes now. I actually might get into the sales stuff tomorrow, because the sales stuff's really, really important. And I don't want to bore you guys too much. And it's also a good topic. I think that you guys, you know what, actually, we will talk about it. I'm going to talk about it basically, and then we're going to get it in it tomorrow. And I just see it like, do you ever speak to those people? You get stuck at like a networking event and they just chat the most boring stuff. They talk about what they think you should speak about. So I'm sweating out so much, guys. Oh, and anyone who's just tuning in now, guys, look, this is our big sales office here in Europe. You have the board table, the ops island, the sales island. You have the bell at the corner there that we ring when a big deal comes in. And you have me in this office doing a live stream showing you guys how we do it. But I gotta open this door. I'm sweating out so much. So essentially, with the sales aspect, is how often do you go onto LinkedIn or you speak to people, and the kind of conversation they're speaking to you about is all about your work. It's all about just like kind of nonsense, and it's also monotonous. You can't wait to get rid of them, and you think, God, you must be so boring at parties. But I think that person isn't that boring at parties, but most people try to be a character when they're selling. And I can tell you from someone who is an insane salesman, and I work with insane salesmen, is that people aren't what you think the great salesmen. They're not these like quintessentially like, sure, they're charismatic, but they're not putting on an act. It's completely genuine. The best salespeople, they don't have ego. They don't have like anything that they're carrying with them, no chip on their shoulder. They're just genuine. They have open hearts. They're smart. They're very, very cognizant of like what's going around, and they're genuine. Because let me give you this: if you're trying to build a relationship and you just try and talk about nonsense the whole time, people won't want to hang around with you. But let's say this guy likes boxing, and then you compliment, you start talking about boxing, and you see, oh, you like shoes, and he's got a nice pair of shoes on. So let me just get into compliments first, guys. A lot of people, they don't even understand the art of complimenting. Like I'm very, very, very good at complimenting. I'm very, very good at like looking at people, seeing like what I think means a lot to them and complimenting. Like say someone's got a car or say someone's got a nice pair of shoes and you can see that it means a lot to them. I would never lie, so I have to like it too. That's another important thing, guys. You cannot lie in this. You have to be observant and you have to find things that the person, your customer, is passionate about that you're passionate about. Now, it could be cars. You could have a Ferrari and they could have a Ford, but that doesn't mean that you don't love Ford STs. Like you loved racing around when you were a kid and you love your Ford ST. So you're like, whoa, bro, I love Ford STs. I remember when blah, 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 and you show your connection, show your authentic connection to the thing that they're passionate about. Like I said, it cannot be faked. I won't force it, but there will always be something. There will always be something because we're men and like even women, you're going to find something you're in common with. And most people will try to find commonality in things that they don't find common. Oh, I saw you like horses when you don't know nothing about horses. They hate it. They will not buy from you if that's the way you're playing because they see through it. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You're going to talk to me about horses. You don't know the first thing. If you actually said to them, I saw you like horses, but I don't know nothing about horses. It looks cool, though. They would probably find that funny and charming and endearing. Salam, Kaya. Success is not rational. I like that. Yeah, it's not. It's not. Like honestly, for the last 10 years, my finance department have been telling me, "Oh, we're going to run out of cash, run out of cash, run out of cash," and I always tell them, "No, we're not. No, we're not." So yeah, like yeah, I just think, and if I was rational, then probably I would have listened to them. Maybe I could have quit, and maybe I wouldn't be where I am now. But yeah, guys, I honestly think that most people are not good at being authentic. If you're authentic, people will like you. You can have harsh opinions that are maybe like, oh, I don't agree with that. But if you're authentic and people know that you have a clean heart, people will like you. So yeah, most people are trying to put on an act. And I know why people are trying to put on an act is because it's scary and like it's scary being yourself. But I think when it comes to sales, if you can just like swallow that pill, just try to make commitments, maybe to first customers you feel a bit more comfortable around and just being yourself. And then in the end, like I swear to God, right, I could speak to people who are way, way richer than me, and they want to hang around with me more than I want to hang around with them just because I'm a pleasant person to be around. I'm not needy. I don't care for anyone's attention. I'll compliment us. I'll be walking past the floor, but oh, sick kettle, brother, and keep moving. And later on, that guy's trying to offer me a drink. Like that's the kind of energy you need to have with customers, because in the end, you just make friends everywhere, and not only just customers. You're around a poolside. I met like you meet crazy connections, and people you can take away are going to help you in business. You learn. If you see someone who's got like a nice watch by the pool and you know about the watch and you comment, you spark a conversation. He doesn't think you're after anything. You're just chatting and you could probably come away wiser. Do you know how much wisdom I've got from just chatting with people on planes, in lounges? Yeah. But anyway, you start there. And if you start getting good with your sales and you start getting good with your compliments, you start getting good at finessing like a relationship. Finessing is the wrong word. It's not like it's curating a good relationship. Brother fart in the mic. This is the bad energy that these kind of guys have got. Karma for all. But yeah, 28 viewers, guys. 11 likes. Bring those likes up. We need more likes. But yeah, thank you very much, guys, for all the subscribers. I know that yesterday we got to like this morning got to like 9,300, which is sick. So cool. And I'm loving doing these lives. I find them cathartic. I like spreading my knowledge. And I'm definitely going to talk more and more about sales because you guys need to learn sales. And I'm not some person who's like a classic salesperson. I move at 1,000,000 miles an hour. I have like a really, really short attention span. However, I'm good at working people and they always know I'm authentic. And if you can nail those things and also read people, like read cues when people don't want to talk to you no more. People are busy. The kind of people that you want to sell high ticket items to don't want to talk about crap. They don't want to be on the phone for 20 minutes at a time. They want to be in and out. Like they get messages all day long. They don't want to even hear like, oh, have you had a good day? Just get to it. Be fast. Yo, I heard about that thing. I just saw that kettle came out. Yeah, sick, bro. But anyway, I'm not going to waste your time because I know you're busy. That's what my business partner always says. He goes, I'm not going to waste your time because I know you're busy. Because normally people are going to be like, yo, I can't I can't hurry. So you already take it out of their hand. Yo, I'm not going to waste time because you know you're busy. So they're not going to say, yo, I got to be quick because I'm busy. So you already taken it out of their hand. Guys, we're going to get into some sales here. We're going to tell you a lot about sales. I could make you guys killers. I swear. I just think you couldn't get a better. I think me and Owen, we would go tit for tat. Me, Owen, and Ricky, we'd all go tit for tat. But I don't think you could get better sales. I honestly think we're killers. During all the lockdown, my business was at that point like 25 people. 4 of us did 2 million quid in lockdown, just us smashing the phones, 16-hour days, crazy times. Literally like brothers in arms in the trenches. All of us have our own different style, and all of us are fucking crazy. It's so sick. I love selling. Selling's the best thing. Selling's the one thing that I wish I could still do, but what happens is you really need all of your headspace committed to selling, because otherwise, like, you want to just be in it with the customer, in tune, like understanding what's going on. But with all these outside fires that you have in running a business, I'm there like, oh, my phone's ringing in my pocket. I need to get my phone. But oh man, I love selling. I love closing deals. We have a question from H. Exactly. Genuine access is the key for everything. A gay colleague asked me what I think about LGBT. I told him I disagree with it, although he didn't like my answer. He said, thank you for being honest. Yeah, exactly. I said the same thing. My cousin's gay. I said, yeah, I don't agree with LGBT. Like, if someone wants to be gay behind closed doors, like, that might be a sin, but I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to know about it. But I just don't want things that are like being pushed in front of our kids. If a kid is a little bit confused at 10 years old and now he's being said that he could do this with a guy or have a surgery, that for me is very dangerous. And keep away from the kids. LGBT is dark. It's evil. Sorry, I got on a tangent here. Let's go back from that part. But look, no one who's being manipulated by that is evil. But it's people who are pushing that, people who are trying to sterilize our kids. I think they have evil intentions, and they're manipulating people who are maybe weaker and easy to manipulate. Those same people might not be making those same decisions from a cog, from an adult position. Crazy. Guys, I don't want to alienate my audience with having very conservative views. But anyway, sweet. Well, yeah, we're going to keep it on business, guys. But yeah, I'm going to make you guys killer sales. Maybe we'll talk about killer sales tomorrow. And make sure you go follow me on Instagram, James Lake Show. Oh God, I'm sweating loads. Yeah, make sure you go follow me on Instagram, James Lake Show. I post content that doesn't make it to YouTube, exclusive content, stuff that's going to teach you. So make sure you go see it. And yeah, check back in, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you on the next one. Over and out.